Okay, I guess we will start webinar proper. Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you for joining our webinar. For this week topic, we are doing engaging your client for growth through social media. Welcome back from your holiday, and I hope you have enjoyed your holiday last week, and then we are back on track again. So you'll be for this series, we will have the social media, which is how we go to engage our client. So hopefully you will gain some insight of how you do your social media, and help you to grow your business. So, yep. So what is the outline about? So Mr. Jason, our speaker, will be presenting ways to improve your social media engagement and content marketing. So it's about building the relationship with your customer and client over a long time. And it's also a bridge to help your audience understand your brand better. So Mr. Jason will help you through this webinar to understand better on your social media marketing. So Mr. Jason is from Zenshin Studio, and he's a digital marketer for 5 years. And he specialized in F&B and retail industry in Singapore. So he believed that creative and strategy is essential, integrating aesthetic design and business insight to gain content and asset for your social media platform and create brands to stand out from the crowd. So with that, he will be able to help you win your client. So without further ado, let me welcome Mr. Jason to present his topic for today. Mr. Jason, please.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Just let me share my screen first. I will, yes, hang on. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see the screen so far?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay. Okay, we'll start properly. Good morning, everyone. So before I start, I would just like to ask a few questions. How many of you here actually are business owners? What kind of industries are you guys in? How long have you been in business? Have you done any form of social media marketing? And also, most importantly, what would you like to learn out of today? So you can actually type it in the chat box because we can go through later. Yes. Okay, moving on. Good morning, everybody. I'm Jun Ping. I'm the co-founder of Zenshin Studio. So I have 5 years of experience in digital marketing, and I manage over 100 brands around the globe during this time. So we are Singaporean marketing agency, and we aspire to help brands to grow in terms of branding and social media. So Zenshin Studio is a content, social media marketing, and design agency working with brands around the globe. So we believe that creative and strategy is essential. Integrating designs and business insights to gain clarity and connection to your brand. You okay? Yeah. So with that, we are dedicated to curate stunning content and creating brands that stand out. So introduction. Today our topic is talking about engaging your clients for growth through social media. So today this is what I'm sharing. Also, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to raise the questions in the Q&A box. My team is actually here with me to assist in the answering of your questions as well. So with that, we will start proper. So actually, here are some of the social media platforms that we know about. And today we are talking about the engagement and the strategies of Facebook and Instagram. So first, I'm going to share some effective Facebook strategies with you. So before we start, just a quick question. when you post a content, you will averagely reach just how many percent of your followers? What do you think? Any idea? Yeah, you can type it in the group chat. Actually, of all your followers, you only reach 10% of your followers. So, Facebook. Okay. Yeah, good, good. Good job, good job. Okay, so if Facebook is actually demoting engagement-based content, such as like, oh, share this with 5 of your friends, and you stand to win this lucky draw. So Facebook has heard from a lot of people that they dislike spammy posts on Facebook, and they actually lure them into interacting with likes, shares, comments, and other actions. So a good workaround this will actually be thinking about what your audience actually wants to see and what can resonate with them from your brand. So if your audience love your post, they will naturally like them on their own and they want to share it with their friends. Next up, here are some of the Facebook ads that you can do. Depending on what your objective is, you will apply different ads. So there's a brand awareness, there's reach, there's traffic, engagement, video views, lead generation, conversion, and even store traffic. So I'm going to share some strategies with you that I personally like. So first one is actually Facebook offers. So offers actually adverts will appear in people's feeds on Facebook, on their apps, and through the website. So we can actually reach. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Yes, okay. So another way that, like I said, if someone do actually miss out your offer, right, they can actually click on the new or dedicated offers tab to see all the offers that are actually offered by your business. The next strategy is a viral video strategy. Maybe just let me share with you a video that I've done for my client. Sorry. 你被灭吗？我没有灭吗？Hello. Okay. Yes. Another powerful strategy that people will use nowadays is videos that's connected to the business and make it viral on Facebook. So there are two ways to actually target the people who are watching the video. First, you got to select video views as your type of ad. Then you select the countries speaking and understanding the video's language. Then you select the feed page of the placement. Set your budget of the day, and the result per view should be less than 0.01 cent. If not, you got to change the ad and maybe go through the ad process again. Do it until you reach 0.0009 cents. Note that if you also have to, you can also consider organic views of that number, because as you run an ad like that, when people do like and share the post, their friends actually watch it without you even paying for it. Yes, so this is what the viral video should help you to achieve. So, or rather, a few steps. So, first thing, you got to prepare a video that is connected to the business with a reward or offer. So the video has to be either emotional or informative. The offer should also be attractive enough for them to want to finish watching. And you should have the video file in your computers or your laptops, not from online. And last of all, this video should help you to differentiate yourself from your competitors. All right. Okay, moving on. The third thing that I'm going to share with you is retargeting with this thing called Facebook Pixel. So basically, retargeting is when we target someone who already knows about your business and has visited your site recently. So the Facebook Pixel is a code that you actually have to install on your website and it will track people who visit your website or a specific page, say for example the checkout page or so on. So it is a tool within Facebook for Business. It tracks conversions or actions on your website as a result of your Facebook ads. And retargeting specific audience can give you valuable insights on how your users are interacting with your content. So the first step, of course, you can see from the image, is to click on you select the pixel, then you create a pixel and follow the steps. In fact, the process is very, very easy, and Facebook will actually guide you through step by step. So with the pixel, you can actually track your actions from your landing page or your checkout page or registration if let's say you have an event. So after you created the pixel, you need to install that into your website. And also depending on how your website was created before, Facebook actually explain to you what you have to do. But in general, if you have access to the main code of each page of your website, you can copy paste the pixel code in the header of each page. If let's say you're using WordPress, for example, because it's quite common, Facebook has actually a plugin where you just need to install and copy paste. So it's actually much easier. And also you got to check if the pixel is installed correctly and it's working fine. So there's a testing for you to try as well. And of course, the last step is to create a custom audience that is people who have visited your website maybe for the past 30 days. And finally, when you're ready, you can create an ad and target these people over and over again. All right. So moving on, I will share with you about Instagram. So there are actually 7 rules of thumbs to a successful Instagram post. And this is what I want to share with you. And same thing, if you do have any questions about what I've just shared, please feel free to raise your questions in the Q&A box. My team will be ready to answer you as soon as possible. So you see, growing a Facebook page, you need to know the rules to follow when you want to create a post and to upload it. The sooner you do it the correct way, the sooner you achieve the results that you want. To me, the rule of thumb is always building a relationship is always number one. It's always not just about selling. Selling will come later. So, same thing, I have a question for you. The Instagram's algorithm will decide what content to show to the people's home feed. Unfortunately, not everybody who follows your page will see your content on their Instagram page. So on average, make a guess. How many percent of your content will your followers actually see them? Make a guess. You can type it in the chat group. Wow, very smart. Yes, you're right. It's 10%. So if you have realized Instagram has selectively curated what you are seeing, not showing your followers every single post on the page that they follow. So Instagram has curated the feeds to make sure to keep you on the app and spend more time on it to come back and use it in the future, because as long as they keep providing the content that your audience like, they will come back. So on average, you will reach about 10% of the followers that follow you. So for example, if you have 1,000 followers, only 100 followers will see your post. So why is Instagram doing this? Instagram wants high quality content that people love. So this will ensure that the people using the app, including your target audience, to use the app more often. So you need to understand this algorithm in order to increase our exposure. We want to be seen on as many Instagram feeds as possible. So the more interesting your content is, the more people will want to see your content. Okay, it's a bit heavy, but you are bear with me, okay? So these are the 7 rule of thumbs to a successful Instagram post. Okay, so there are time, VRIN, post topics, targeted hashtags, post call to action, create and follow a main theme, one main place. Okay, don't worry, I'll go through one by one with you guys, right? First, time. It's very important to post on a time that is suitable for the followers, which is your audience. So depending on the type of business, do post between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for B2B local business. This is a rule of thumb. And let's say you're a retailer, etc., or you are actually doing a B2C, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. is actually also quite ideal. So along the way, you got to see your insights and understand what time your audience usually look at your post, then you adjust accordingly. So next up, VRIN. These are actually 4 parts to a structure of how to create compelling content. So V, value. Every time when you see a new customer or your existing clients, ask them, why do they buy something from you? Why do they like to buy something from you? Focus on these reasons, build on the strength on reasons of why people like to buy from you. Okay. Second thing, rare. How rare are your posts? Can other people create the same post as you? Okay. Third one, inimitable. How difficult is it for people to copy your post? Okay. Copy means they can just print screen, copy. Last of all, non-substitutable means to say these are actually content that people cannot live without. It's just like if you are a coffee lover, you want to keep seeing coffee information. Maybe not just about the products, it could be, oh, we discovered a new bean, a new roasting method, or maybe a new filtration system that we are offering. So these are different things, but it's all around the topics of coffee. So if you are a coffee lover, this is something that you will want to see. Okay, next we talk about post topic. Post topic, basically there's a pattern you have to learn to deliver better posts. A good rule of thumb is 70% expected posts, 30% surprise posts. So when people follow a page, they expect to see a certain type of post. But if you keep posting the same thing over and over again, the followers become very bored. And it's very hard to grow the page any longer. So it needs a certain element of surprise. This is where the 30% of the surprise post comes in. So usually these are other posts that is generally different from your regular ones. You might be thinking, then why don't I just do 100% surprise post? Let me tell you, it doesn't work. You don't want to keep surprising people with new things. There's no consistency. So keep to that 70-30 as mentioned before to obtain a more optimal result. Number 4, targeted hashtag. So on Instagram, we can do hashtag, maximum 30 hashtags. So using hashtags on Instagram has many users. You might already be using and know about it. It is a simple strategy to help you to grab more attention of potential followers. You also should know who our competitors are and use actually their main hashtags. Usually, each company has a hashtag special for them. So for example, for my Instagram page is Zenshin Studio SG. So find out who are these hashtags and add them to your post. This way you actually can attract your competitors' followers to your page as well. Okay. Number 5, post call to action. CTA means call to action. Basically, every post should have this CTA to ask people to do something, to check out your website and your bio link, tag someone, or even so on, so on. Over time, actually, you'll start to bring more followers to your page. Number 6, creating and following a main theme. So it's important to create good harmony inside your page. Everything follows a common theme inside the page. It will look more professional. You also be more convincing for people to follow. Don't be too messy on your Facebook layout. So the most important thing, last of all, is one main place. So I suggest to have to decide one location or where you want to drive all the traffic to. It could be to the Facebook, Instagram page itself. It could be other channels, maybe on YouTube or Facebook, or even a new website that you have launched. So use that address as much as possible in all your posts, videos, or images. Some people, in fact, even write down their Instagram username under all their posts. Okay, so far so good. Moving on. Okay, Instagram is not just, in my philosophy, it's not just about selling something. It is about building a long-term relationship with our followers. If you can see, these are actually two different Instagram pages, both with same 1,000 followers. Okay, page A on the left, they entertain their followers, they inspire them, their testimonials, they educate their followers, and eventually they sell things. They have 50 sale and an increased affinity. Page B, same 1,000 followers, but all they do is sell. What happens? Only 5 sales. And in fact, it hurts the affinity. So if you keep selling, you never entertain, you don't educate, or even aspire your followers, you actually, in fact, are hurting that relationship with your followers. Eventually, they will feel that, you feel very threatened that every time I see your post, it's about trying to sell me something, and your account will be on a decline. So if this is what you are doing right now, it's a good time to start rethinking the strategies. Okay, so basically for Instagram tips, is primarily used on a mobile device like your mobile phones or your iPads. So shopping directly from integration, build an existing Instagram shop so that your audience don't have to actually leave the app ever again. And if you post it at the correct time, in fact, you can increase the engagement rate about 20 to 30%. Okay, so moving on. This is a topic that a lot of my clients will question about, because this is where you engage your audience online, and for all the content and all the efforts you put in, it is very simple. You want them to relate to your brand better. You want them to remember you. You want them to buy from you. They want them to like you, or even to idolize you even. So this is where the engagement of you with your audience on social media is very, very important. So what is social media engagement? Basically, it's a form of communication channel to engage and encourage interaction with your target audience on social media. It is about building a relationship with your customers over a long period of time. Also, it acts as a bridge to help your audience understand your brand better in depth. So various types of content are used to engage and to help customers relate to your brand better. Content is what you choose to post and share with your audience on the social media platforms. So why does social media engagement matter? First, for social proof. Second, to achieve a greater marketing reach where you can capture more attention on more digital platforms to market your brand. Thirdly, they will increase sales avenue. Fourthly, to have a greater brand visibility on social media. And last of all, to achieve repeated business from your audience. I think this is the most important, to have repeated business over and over again instead of getting new clients every time. So some examples of social media content includes infographics, images, tips, recipes, videos, podcasts, blogs, even interviews. So these are some of the common content types. And depending on what are the business you are in, the application of the various content will differ. So for example, if you're a chef, recipes and tips on cooking will be very, very useful for you. But as a retailer, that might not actually be the case. So what is content marketing? Basically, it is a marketing strategy that involves the creating and sharing of online materials that does not explicitly promote a brand, but is intended to stimulate interest in its products or services. So it is a strategic approach in creating and distributing valuable and consistent content to your audience across various platforms. So achieving a effective content marketing will require content pillars to help to build brand value and a unique brand voice. So this is a flow of how we usually guide a client through. So while establishing a good content pillar, we look into content strategies to turn strangers into promoters of your brand. So it is a good strategy to groom strangers into advocates of the brand. For yourself, if you think that many of your customers are one-time customers, this might be a good strategy that you can consider to adopt or consider. So this is what we do. First, we will attract strangers to go into your platform. After which, we will convert them into leads. And after you close the deal, we'll continue to delight them with content that they can share with their friends and families. For example, it could be a useful tip. It could be a promotion item, but with a personal touch for your friends and family, right? So what is this content pillar that we have been talking about? Basically, it is a substantive and informative piece of content that is broken down into sections or pieces that form the foundation of your overall content strategy. So two of the biggest problems that my clients face before they engage us is number one, they suffer from this syndrome called content drought. Means they have nothing to post anymore. And it's not because they have nothing to post, but after a period of time, they don't know what to post. So as times go by, when they become busier at work or busier in the business, they start to be more lax on their content posting. Eventually, they gave up. Second, some of the clients only focus on the posting for products. So if you scroll through their Instagram, all you see is products. Maybe some of you here will already notice your competitors or some of your friends might be doing this. But this is very common. It's a very common pitfall of business posting on social media. So eventually the audience will start to ignore the post because all they see now is the brand trying to sell them something, and this is not what we want to achieve. So brand pillars can actually help you to have a range of different content to present to your audience. You also ensure that you don't have to keep thinking of new content day after day and suffering from content drop. So also this will ensure that your audience don't be bored by only seeing your product all the time. So in essential, content pillar is basically overlap of what your brand cares about and what your audience cares about. So for all consideration, this is what it is. Okay, so what does a good content strategy will help you to achieve? Number one, it will establish good brand values. Second, it helps your audience understand you better. Thirdly, you will be able to establish a strong positioning in the industry. Fourth, you build trust between you and your audience. And the most importantly, it differentiates you from your competitors. Okay. After saying so much, I will just share with you an example of a brand that how we will market it. Okay. So this brand is called Estate Coffee. So Estate Coffee has been around since year 2000. They're working directly with farmers and they make sustainable and delicious coffee. So they roast their own coffee and they serve it with the peak deliciousness, hopefully along with a good conversation. So when we take over a brand, the first thing we need to discuss is establishing a persona. Basically, a persona is a fictional character who is your ideal audience that you want to, is your perfect audience that you want to target to. So as much as you can be more detailed, the better it will be. So today our target audience, our persona is Grace Chow. She's 32 years old, she's married. So her background, she's a full-time employee in the advertising firm. She drinks at least 3 cups of coffee a day. She appreciates premium quality coffee and has a coffee machine at home. She loves to exercise, especially yoga and cycling. And she is open to new ideas and experiences. Some of the frustrations that she gets is traveling to work, having to grab and go breakfast during coffee during the morning, and she will only drink coffee with soy milk. So with this, we come up with content pillars. There are 4 pillars that we have came up with, namely product, brand, coffee roastery, and continuous education. With this, we have even subsections on the topics that we can talk about. With this in mind, you start to have more topics to share with your audience, and you don't have to keep sharing about product. This is what I mean. Okay, so with this, we'll translate them into social media collaterals. So you see, with this in mind, our objective is to stimulate interest and to use the content to convert potential leads to clients. All right, this is what we have done. Under products, this is an image that we have came up with, and the logo placement, and also a caption to attract them. So we talk about, hey, we come by for freshly brewed coffee, and soy milk options are available. For branding wise, we talk about things that as a brand we believe in. We believe in connecting good quality coffee with coffee lovers. We want to provide you the best coffee experience. Yeah. Okay, moving on. For coffee roastery, it's a bit, you can share things like different or rather unique things about your business. Things that you do that your competitors may not do, or things that your audience do not know that you are doing. So in this case, for example, hey, did you know that SA Coffee only roasts Arabica beans in-house? Our coffee beans are carefully curated by our coffee masters. Come by to choose your favorite blend today. So you have a call to action. Last of all, continuous education. You might want to tell your audience a bit more about you are actually continuously learning, because people always aspire to become better. So if you can tell your audience that, hey, I'm also trying to become better day after day, they will be able to relate and resonate with you. So at Estate Coffee, we advocate continuous learning for our team to hone their coffee skills and knowledge to provide you with the best coffee experience possible. So with this, I want to end on with a quote by Brian Clark. Okay, these days, people want to learn before they buy. They want to be educated instead of pitched. So if you are, before you do your marketing strategy, do remember what Brian has said. Remember, teach and educate your audience, and eventually they will turn into advocates for you. Thank you so much. So if you are open for a virtual coffee, since we cannot travel now, my email is there. You can visit our website, and our Instagram, Facebook, and even my LinkedIn is there. You all can have a chat together. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you.
Thank you, Jun Ping, for the insight of what social media marketing is about and how to grow your business using the tricks that he has taught you just now. So if you have any question, please type it in the Q&A so that we will be able to answer you. Any questions concerning your social media, Facebook, or any type of marketing that you need. Yeah, so please let me know if you have, so that we can see how you, Mr. Jason, will actually answer you.
Please, I'm open for questions.
Actually, Mr. Jason, I think most people would be curious to know that in social media marketing, you're talking about timing, but there are different types of audience that you are looking at. So is different age group having different timing in this sense?
Actually, like I mentioned, for B2B clients, usually 9 to 5 because it's office hours. For retail, for F&B, it could be 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. depending on how your audience react to. Because I do have clients where their target audience are very awake after midnight. So all these things you can actually see from your Facebook and your Instagram insights. So if your Instagram page is a business page, you can actually click on the insights. You can actually find out a bit more about how is your post engaging your audience, at what time they are actually online, and which kind of content that attract them better. So with that, you will tune your timing. You will tune a bit more of your content towards what will attract them better.
Okay, that's good. So if we are actually, so is it a myth that it must be the night will capture more audience?
It depends. Sometimes, let's say for example, you're gonna back before COVID, a good time to catch morning crowd will be between 7 to 8:30, because this time people are traveling to work. So if they are on the public transport, more than likely they'll be on Facebook or Instagram. So this is actually a good time to capture their attention as well. But now that we are all encouraged to work from home, uh, the timing doesn't really, it's a bit stretched. So along the day you can also post, but depending on what kind of content you're posting, maybe probably lunchtime is good. Between 12 to 2 is good if you want to post something. Maybe after dinner, about after 8. It could be a good timing like that. Yeah.
So we can say that in this sense that the best time would be the time that most people are on the handphones.
Yes,
in
correct.
that sense.
Correct. Basically,
Yeah.
In order for this Instagram, social media marketing, all this to work, we need our audience to be on the mobile phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So mobile phone is actually
Yes.
more important than actually desktop itself.
Yeah,
In this
more than
sense.
likely, because in fact now your mobile phones can do as much things as your desktop or your laptops. So more than likely, in convenience sake, most people will always be on their mobile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we have this question from Manzua. They are in the healthcare industry. So what would be the most effective content or subject that should be posted in Facebook?
Healthcare industry.
I guess now COVID-19.
Actually, you're not wrong. Basically, if you don't share just about COVID-19, because everybody knows, oh, COVID-19 is this, COVID-19 is that. You might want to look into the gaps, that something that people are not talking about. For example, COVID-19, what are some of the diet that you should have? Is there a recommended diet that people should know about? Should we be drinking more vitamin C? Should we be eating more proteins? Should we be eating more fiber, whatever? So this could be an interesting content. Another thing is also depending on what your product is. Why not share with your audience what are some of the unique products that you have that other people are not using, or even to say to be relevant to the current trend. Now that COVID-19 is in place, how will your product help them to prevent COVID-19 better? If you have such products to help them and proven that it can help them to become better, I think they will be very, very interested. So that could be an effective content or subject to be posting on social media right now.
I think it's more of improving immunities to
that
your
could be.
site. Yeah.
That could be.
So that would be something that if you have a product that actually improves immunities and helps you to actually maybe don't wake off from this COVID-19, I think it will be effective marketing strategies.
Correct. So these are things that you can consider. Of course, looking at your brand, it is important to still relate them back to your brand of what you can do, and as a healthcare industry, what are things that you provide as well for them.
So the next question is that if your answers, you mentioned that Facebook and Instagram results return about 10%. Is it a figure in Cambodia?
In fact, this algorithm is not just set for Cambodia. This algorithm is a universal algorithm that is set for worldwide. So on average, it's about 10%. If you're getting anything more than 10%, you are good. You are good. Anything less, probably got to work on it. But 10% is quite a ballpark figure.
Yes, I think if you have followers, good followers, and 10% return should be a good figure.
Correct. That's true.
Right.
Any other questions that you guys will have?
Yeah. For Mr. Jason, any other questions that you would like to address to him today? How to
set up a Facebook shop to sell our products online? Actually, all you have to do is go to your business page on Facebook. You can actually set up a store directly from there. If you are already a business page, more than likely they will suggest for you to set up a shop. You can go to your tabs. You can actually look under tabs. There should be a place where you can say Facebook shop. Yeah, so you can actually explore that. And I think Facebook is really, really helpful nowadays because they actually go through with you step by step. And if you don't follow the process, you cannot advance to the next stage. So I think it's quite good because they actually follow you through step by step. Or even so, if you do have questions, if you do have questions on how some difficulties, right, you can actually message them directly. Within about 10-15 minutes, they will get back to you. So from there, they can even guide you further. Share the video recording. Oh, okay.
Okay. As for the video recording itself, you would be in the our YouTube channel, so you can actually subscribe to our YouTube channel and you can view it there. Yeah. Okay. I think another one is that I'm a local
HR firm. How to promote Facebook page during COVID? Some of companies are closed, more employees are unemployed. Actually, if you realize this is quite a common problem for a lot of people out there. So I guess at this period of time, it is still good to build good content, not just about employment, not just about, hey, are you, do you have any business out there? I guess it's important, it's a good time to rewind and to share a bit more about why you decided to start a company, to share about the passion and why you are still holding on at this point of time. I guess that business belief is very important. And of course, I'm sure COVID is not here forever. We will overcome it. And you got to start building audience now. Because when COVID, say if we have already found a cure, business will start to strive again. That's where people need new jobs. And because of all the groundwork, all the foundation that you've been doing all this while, it will resonate with that, and definitely your business will be able to flourish on that. So a good suggestion from me to promote the Facebook during this time, consider starting a blog. Consider doing some writing, doing some brand alignment for your company. Of course, once in a while, do check. Oh, let's say we have a job opening somewhere. Anybody that's interested, or you could just write that. Hey, we are a HR firm. Any of our service, if you still need, do let us know. Or even to say, oh, now we cannot do physical HR services. Actually, we can do virtual as well. Would you consider? So these are still options and ways that you can actually continue to conduct business and then still stay engaged with your audience. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jason, for the answers.
Thank you.
Any more questions that you would like to ask?
Maybe we have another 2-3 questions.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Okay. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put it inside, and then so that we can answer your questions. Okay, thank you, Miss.
How to set up and analyze customers' journey goals? I don't understand. What is journey goals? Do you mean the traffic on Facebook and Instagram?
I think it's the traffic.
Okay. So okay. So if you're talking about traffic, the most simplest way is to go to your Facebook and Instagram insights. So if yours is a business page, you will actually see business insights on the top part of the Facebook page. Then you can actually click on it. You can study the trends of it from there. If you have a bit more budget, you could consider using some professional marketing tools such as Hootsuite or even Keyhole to understand a bit better of maybe what are the hashtags that are actually working, that are most engaging, what are the posts that are actually trending very, very well comparing to some of your competitors, how you are doing. But all these services are payable, are chargeable. So you actually have to pay for subscription. So if you do not have such a budget, actually Facebook Insights and Instagram Insights is actually quite sufficient for you at the point of time.
Any other questions that you have before we It's probably coming to time. Any other questions? We'll take about 1 or 2 more questions before we end this webinar.
Do feel free to go to our website or Instagram page. Do follow us. On and off, we do have updates. You want to have a chat with me, we can actually through email, through Zoom, it's okay, even through a social media. All right.
Okay. As for the YouTube channel, we have shared it in the page on the chat box itself, so you can take down the YouTube channel. All our webinars and previous webinar will be there. You can go through the videos. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you for joining. Feel free to look out for our upcoming webinar. Okay, we would have a webinar. Next week we'll be having a webinar on cost management. Look out for our webinar, marketing cost. Today cost where we out official account. I think okay. Feel free to attend our WeChat marketing course on the 25th of September, which will be a whole day course in which we will actually teach you the fundamentals and key feature of WeChat marketing, and also learn the various cost-effective WeChat marketing tips, and also importantly how to open an official account. So for the company, so that you can actually market it to all the Chinese in Cambodia and also in China for retail service. Mr. Jason, yeah, there is a question for you then. Normally when we use the app to launch the campaign, do we have other ways besides in case we do not have budget?
We do not have budget. Okay, if you are using Messenger ad to run and if you do not have budget, I think it will be good if you don't do ads first. A good suggestion will actually be to maybe just run it organically first. Find out a bit more about what content and timing that your audience are preferring or they like. Then on the side, you save out and look out for some budget first. Try to close a few more deals before you work out the ads again. But I want you to actually be more clear, have more informed, more information of what your audience want to see before you do the ads again. Because a lot of times people with budget will just keep throwing ads after ads after ads, but they're just shooting blindly, and this is not what you want. So if we have budget constraint, usually I'll advise the clients to do organic posting first, gain more likes, maybe gain more clarity from there. And when you actually, as the business become better, then you can apply the ads based on what you've already been doing, so that you have a more amplified result than whatever you're doing on the generic times. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Hope we answer your question. Okay, if there is no question, thank you for attending this webinar. Hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see you in the next webinar next Friday, same time. We will put up the EDM soon. Thank you for attending. Thank you so much.